Next question. Mr. A sold one Nifty futures contract for 3,40,000 on 15th of January. For this, he paid an initial margin of 34,000 rupees to his broker. Each Nifty futures contract is for delivery of 200 Nifties. On 15th of January, 25th of January, index was closed on 1850. What profit or loss A has made? That is the question. I request you to answer for this question in the chat box. Let us have an understanding of the question. First of all, let us have a discussion before we write the answer. Mr. A has sold one January Nifty futures contract for 3,40,000. So the transaction is entered upon for sale, and sale is 3,40,000. On 15th of January, so we understand logically that on 15th of January, for the month of January, this futures contract is entered upon. For this, he paid initial margin of XYZ amount. I am not concerned with that. Why I am not concerned with that? We understand that, say, whatever the amount of the margin which has been paid by me, that will be repaid to me, say, on completion of the contract. The amount of the margin is collected just to make sure that in case of default, if at all I do not pay, then the loss to be recovered from me will be recovered from the margin. So basically this amount is not relevant. To his broker, each Nifty futures contract is for delivery of 200 Nifties. Means we have been provided with the information 3,40,000 upon 200. It means that the futures contract must have been entered upon for sale at the rate of 1700. Okay. On 25th of January, index was closed on 1850. We understand logically that 25th of January must be the date on which the futures contract is squared off. So initially we had sold, so now we are required to buy. What is the price at which I have to buy? 1850 into 200. So I have to purchase at 3,70,000. So we understand that there is profit or loss, there is a loss of 30,000. That is the amount of the loss that we have. And of course, if at all the interest rate information would have been given to us, then in that case we are required to consider the carrying cost of 34,000 rupees at that rate of interest for a time period of 10 days. Because whatever the amount of the margin that I pay will have a blockage for a time period of 10 days. This is what we understand is a kind of the profit or loss calculation that we have to make. So please write down answer. First point. Over here, information is given about index futures transactions. Index futures transaction. Full stop. Second point. Amount of margin is never relevant for profit or loss calculation. full stop. It is only a security deposit so that in case trader is not paying loss, comma, it can be recovered from margin. Third, initially sale transaction was entered upon, comma, now purchase transaction will be entered upon, full stop. Third on heading calculation of the profit or loss. In that I am writing sale index 3,40,000. So 200 into 1700, and this 1700 is found as balancing figure. There is no need as such to calculate it, but only for understanding purpose. 3,40,000 divided by 200, only for understanding. Less purchase index 200 into 1850, that comes to 3,70,000. So difference of both of them is profit or loss. There is an amount of loss of 30,000. This is the way the profit or loss can be calculated. Over here we are not counting any interest. Why? Because we understand that neither information is given nor the 10 days time period is very significant for which the interest is to be calculated.